There are some people who won't rest until they become multimillionaires, and maybe have the perfect house as well, and some others who will be happy if they can simply uncover the baffling mystery of how to balance work and life. If you're in the second camp, then this video is for you, my friend. We're going to look at 8 powerful tips for work-life balance. I encourage you to give them a shot for at least a couple of days. You might be surprised at what sticks and what doesn't. Your journey begins now. Your first step will be arranging your personal and professional to-do lists by priorities. One of the most common issues we face in starting a new day is that, after hopping on the task we hope to be achieved by the end of the day, just a few hours into the tasks, we often get caught up by unexpected emails and phone calls. Either a family member is asking you for help, or your child has a meltdown. And in no time, you have to put out a fire at work. By the end of the day, you might be halfway through your mental list wondering where your time went. A good strategy for preventing this is to create 2 physical lists, one for work stuff and one for personal life stuff. Write down everything you can think of that needs to be done today, or even this whole week. Then, rearrange that list by priority and urgency, place them in categories. This way, you can start each day with at least 1 or 2 items from the high priority category. You'll be able to get the most important tasks done first before the inevitable distractions start to get in your way. Another awesome way is by using a calendar for self-accountability. I'm not gonna lie, my Google Calendar is pretty much my best friend. I can update it on my computer or my phone, and set it to send me reminder emails and notifications when things are coming up. You can follow this procedure to help make you self-conscious and not miss deadlines on the tasks you are working on, both work and personal, and gives you way more accountability. Even if you can't control the distractions, you'll have a better idea of how your time is used. And that's one step closer to achieving work-life balance. If you want to succeed in balancing your work life, you will need to set a daily window for checking and answering work messages. Practically everyone I know who struggles with work-life balance has this in common: their phones and emails are constantly blowing up, and they're constantly checking and responding, and this in turn can have a negative impact on your family life. My advice is to set a time window for engaging with work messages. You could set it so you will have a distraction-free morning or afternoon. When you've officially exited your time window, turn off your notifications. Log out of your email. Put your phone on silent, or leave it in the other room during dinner. The next strategy is to play to your strengths and delegate your weaknesses. Instead of loading yourself up with things you don't like, or things you aren't good at, see if you can delegate those tasks to others. This can add a shockingly large amount of time back to your day, as you'll be able to focus better when you're doing things you actually enjoy and can do quickly and efficiently. This idea works better if you have a team. It may not be a team at work, it can also be your significant other. If you are enjoying this video so far, please hit that subscribe button, like and share. Thanks. If you want to succeed with this strategy, you have to learn to say no. Being a yes person is another risk factor for needing to improve work-life balance. You want to please everyone, which is a great character trait. I'm not saying you should start to be a jerk to everyone who needs something, but I am saying that being a yes person can backfire, swiftly and constantly. So, it's important to be judicious about what you're agreeing to, and how often you're agreeing. This means that you have to disappoint people sometimes. But remember, the odds are that people are likely less disappointed than you might feel. Another good insight is to use your vacation days. The truth is that you'll never have a complete balance between work and life if you can't take time off work to do things that you enjoy. You don't even need to take a fancy trip or plan something extravagant. You can just sit on your couch and binge-watch reality TV in your underwear for a week straight, if that's what you want. The point is that you need to refill your cup so that you have more to give to your work and family in the long run. Another awesome idea is to make time every day for something you love. Vacation days are just part of the formula for refilling your cup. You'll also need to implement this rule on a more consistent micro scale. Ideally, you should do one thing that you enjoy every single day. Make another physical list. Write down all the things you enjoy, big and small, don't leave anything out. Put a space in your calendar every day for you to do just one of those things. Choose a time that's accessible to you, and when that time comes up, pull out your list and pick something. And in doing this, you're keeping yourself revitalized, excited, and mentally nimble. The last but not the least strategy is to start up small goals and keep building. Do you often have periods when you are insanely motivated, setting drastic goals and making lots of awesome plans for yourself? But then life happens, and that motivation shrinks, or even disappears in a few weeks, or even a few days. Before you know it, you find yourself back to where you started? That's why I'm recommending you start with 1 or 2 small goals. Then, once they feel like they've officially become habits, you can add a couple more small goals. Then, eventually, you can shift your sights to bigger goals that tie the smaller components together. With this, we have come to the end of this video, and now it's time for our hero to venture forth into the great unknown. But finding work-life balance might take you some trial and error, but the payoff will be incredible once you figure out the techniques and strategies that work best for you, your work, and your family. A big thank you for watching. I hope to see you on my next video.